Tri-State Triumphs, sponsored by Good Samaritan Home of Quincy.
Anybody who knew me growing up would know at 6 years old they'd ask me what I want to be, and I said, well, I want to play professional basketball. At the time it didn't seem crazy to me at all, but then the more and more I grew up, I'm like, oh, that's going to be a difficult task.
Ali Schwagmeyer's return on investment in her basketball dreams has been both substantial and impressive. Last season, the former Camp Point Central and Quincy University star was named the top overall reserve player in Australia's premier professional league, the WNBL. Yet the scope of Ali's success hasn't yet met her own expectations, and even today that remains a powerful source of motivation.
It's a bit concerning sometimes because of my age. I'm reaching 30, and in the athlete's world, that's pretty old. But look, I set a goal when I was younger, and I don't, I'm going to push it as far as I can to try to reach that goal. And I want to go play in the Euro League, and then I want to play in the WNBA. And so I'm not going to quit until I reach that goal or until, my time's expired on the court. So yeah, I'm going to keep striving, and I'm going to keep working my hard work ethic and fire and passion and fight on the court. And if it's God's will, then that's where I'll be, but I won't stop.
Her resume end goals notwithstanding, Ali's journey has been one of both accumulating joy and heightened wisdom. Her marriage to former QU star and fellow basketball pro Courtney Belger, foremost among those blessings.
First off, I wouldn't be near as good of a basketball player without him. He's definitely helped evolve my game to be able to play at the professional level. I've had to change a lot and tweak a lot of things from my college game to be able to compete at a high level that I'm competing at overseas. I think a lot of people don't understand, and athletes do understand this, is sports, especially the higher level you go, it's a mind game, and it's a battlefield of the mind, and sometimes it's a roller coaster, and if you don't have that stability in some area of your life, it can be a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but he really helps stabilize me, and I think I do the same for him in his career as well.
As well as a sense of perspective on her own journey and the unique role she's played both enhancing the rich tradition of Central Southeastern Lady Panther basketball, as well as paving a path for those in rural Adams County whose dreams are bigger than their zip code.
Not just individuals coming out of that program, it's a family. And the awesome thing is I never played with Lainey, but we still come back and we're able to train her, and we want to input as much as we can into her when we're here, just because she has that hard work ethic that's born from Coach Long's program, and it almost feels like she's my little sister, you know what I mean? And I'm sure that to other people in the program, like Johanna, I probably seem like their little sister, and that's a pretty cool thing, and you want to be able to give back when it's that kind of atmosphere.
And it is in that spirit of both stewardship and ultimate sisterhood that Ali Schwagmeyer Belger is back in Quincy this week for the third incarnation of the Angie Schwagmeyer basketball camp, honoring her older sister and Camp Point Central teammate who was killed in a car crash some 6 years ago.
Just having this camp and people supporting it, it just kind of makes me feel a little bit closer to Angie. It makes me feel like she's still here. And growing up, I was always number 33 and she was always number 32, and it was the Schwagmeyer sisters, and thankfully I've been able to take her number. So every time I put my jersey on, I'm reminded of Angie. Angie was honestly probably one of my biggest fans and one of my biggest supporters. When people would tell me no or tell me I'm not this or not that and I need to work on this, Angie would be my biggest cheerleader, being look, I know you can do this, you just need to work harder.